Hey guys! You guys really liked the last video, so today we'll be running it back with more linear algebra. I know you guys love suffering with me, so let's pay attention to the lesson today, okay?
Hope I can explain it well. Alright, let's do our best together. Today, I will be teaching linear algebra in row echelon form, also known as REF. Doesn't that sound cool? Today's lesson will be split into 3 parts because, 3 is better than 2. First, I will formally introduce to you what the REF is. Next, I'll be teaching Gaussian elimination. And lastly, back substitution. Now, I know you guys might be really confused right now, but don't worry, this whole REF thingy is really easy. Now introducing REF. Woohoo! What is REF, you may ask? Well, row echelon form, aka REF, will help us find solutions to its corresponding linear system. We will learn how to apply REF in the future, so hang in there for now, okay? We have to learn how to walk before we learn how to fly, you know? Alright, moving on. The first criteria for REF is that the augmented matrix has 0 rows positioned at the bottom of the matrix. If you don't know what an augmented matrix is, you might be watching the videos in the wrong order. Please support our channel and check out our first video. Oh, look at this matrix. It meets the criteria because the 0 row is positioned at the last row of the matrix. Yay! Now let's look at this one. This new matrix doesn't meet the criteria because the 0 row is in the second row instead of the last row. That's no good. This matrix is not in the REF. The second criteria for REF is that the leading entries appear further right in lower rows. What is a leading entry? Oh, don't worry, I'll explain. A leading entry is the first non-zero entry of the row, counting from the left. For example, the leading entry of the first row is 1. The leading entry of the second row is -6. Finally, the leading entry of the third row is 1. Simple, right? This matrix meets the second criteria because the leading entries appear further right in lower rows, where the leading entry of the first row is in the first column. The leading entry of the second row is in the second column. And finally, the leading entry of the third row is in the third column. Ta-da! Just like a staircase. Isn't it cool? But wait, the leading entry of the first row does not have to be the first column. As long as you get the staircase, it's okay. Oh no, this new augmented matrix does not meet the second criteria because the leading entries of the second and third row are in the same column. That's not a staircase at all. That's a ladder. Ladder bad. This matrix is not in the REF. Alright, now let's move on to Gaussian elimination. It sounds fancy, but I promise it's not scary at all. Oh, what is Gaussian elimination? It's a method that transforms an augmented matrix into REF. That's right, it helps us build the staircase. In other words, ta-da! It will help us to build the staircase in the augmented matrix. The first step of the Gaussian elimination is to find the first non-zero column. In this augmented matrix, the first non-zero column is as such. The second step of Gaussian elimination is to ensure the top row's leading entry is in the leftmost non-zero column. Let me first help us all find our leading entries. Ta-da! As you can see, our first row's leading entry is in the second column. But something's wrong. Oh no! Our second row and our third row's leading entries are in the first column. That's not good. How do we fix this? Alright, we can use an elementary row operation. Applying the exchange rows operation, we will swap the first and third rows. Then, ta-da! It's fixed! The first row will now contain the entries 1, 4, 7, and 10. The third row will now contain the entries 0, 2, 4, and 6. Now our first row's leading entry is in the first column. The third step of the Gaussian elimination is to zero out the entry below the leading entry. Let me find the top row's leading entry. Yoisha! Alright, here we go! Now, we check if the entry below it is 0. Oh no, it's a 3. Aw, we have to do ERO again. We can subtract 3 times row 1 from row 2, which will give us the following matrix. The first and third rows remain unchanged, while the second row now contains the entries 0, -6, -9, and -12. But wait! We're not done yet. We still have to move on to the next leading entry and check if the entry below it is a 0. Here it is, as below it, there's another number that's not 0. Oh no, we need to fix this too. We can add 1/3 times of row 2 to row 3. This will give us the following matrix. The first and second rows remain unchanged, but the third row will now contain the entries 0, 0, 1, and 2. Phew, we finally got our perfect staircase. We have ensured that the leading entries appear further right in lower rows. Wow, that was a whole lot of math. Teaching math is not easy, huh? It ain't much, but it's all this work. As we do not have 0 rows to place at the bottom of the matrix, the resulting matrix is in the row echelon form, or REF. Oh, the last section! Hang on there, guys. We're almost there, okay? Alright, back substitution. Before we do back substitution, let's remember our original matrix before Gaussian elimination. Here's the system we started with. Wait, how do we solve for x, y, and z? Well, we can use the REF we just found to solve the linear system. Yippee! By observing the REF, we can derive a linear system like so. Okay. Here comes the back substitution. Starting from the last linear equation, we get z equals 2. By substituting z equals 2 into the middle linear equation, we get -6y minus 9 times 2 equals -12. This gives us y equals -1. By substituting z equals 2 and y equals -1 into the first linear equation, we get x plus 4 times -1 plus 7 times 2 equals 10. This gives us x equals 0.
We did it! The system is solved! Eh? We're already at the end? I guess time flies when you're doing math. I hope today's lesson wasn't too confusing or too boring. I know linear algebra can be a little bit tricky, and I'm not exactly a good teacher. But you are amazing if you made it this far. Have a little more confidence for your next math exam. If you have any questions, please leave a comment. I'll do my best to answer them. Oh, and if you found this helpful, please consider liking and subscribing. Only if you want to, of course. But please share this video with your friends if you like my teaching. It will make me really happy. Alright, thank you for learning math with me today. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.